I'm doing it standing up today, so I don't know if that's weird or good or annoying. I don't know. Hi, I'm Zoe. I went to the supermarket the other day. Yesterday, in fact. I didn't really. I'm Zoe, and about 5 weeks ago now, I went to Camp Quirky with my partner Ian and our 2 children who are 4 and 7 years old. We took our Sprinter Treka bus and a tent for sleeping in, as our bus only has seats and a floor at the moment. And here's what we thought of it. So how was Camp Quirky? It was exciting, it was inspirational, and it was lots of fun. I can't believe it's taken me this long to make this video, but things have been a bit crazy and life happens. And I've had a really bad hay fever, and I don't really want to do a video while I'm looking like a red-eyed zombie. It's not great, it's not great, it's not good fun. In the week running up to it, we collected our cushions from the lovely Phoebe on the road. We were very grateful to her for meeting us in Harpenden, which was only 1 hour drive away, as opposed to a 2-hour drive to collect them from where she's based. So thank you, Phoebe. And we are so chuffed with the way they've come out. I'm just going on a little adventure because our filming has been crashed by a forest school. We're having a little adventure in the woods instead. After a couple of weeks of looking at fabrics and getting quotes and getting a bit stressed about time, it actually all worked out really well. So it was a bit crazy for the few days leading up, but amazing. Ian, as usual, got all the camping stuff boxed up and organised. We got a charger for the old battery because the new one, it didn't arrive at the 1 p.m. next day delivery like we paid for. But thankfully everything came together at the last minute. So I didn't actually take many photos or videos at Camp Quirky because, well, we were busy enjoying ourselves. But we definitely had a good time. It was about a 3-hour journey for us, including a little stop at Toddington Services. This was actually a bit special for us because we stopped there on one of our first road trips when our eldest daughter was a baby. Daddy couldn't resist a cuddly Triceratops, and it's been one of her favourite cuddly toys ever since. So good old Toddler's got to see his old home. Ooh. Okay, this is definitely going to be a 2 or 3-parter, okay?
Camp Quirky!
We made it!
Oh!
Oh!
Easy, tiger.
Easy now,
We arrived at about 5 o'clock and got directed to a big queue of vans and motorhomes, which was fine, but we started to get a little bit impatient after a couple of hours. Bearing in mind we usually have dinner and get the kids in bed by about 7 o'clock. So we had some sneaky beans on toast while we were waiting, and it was just before 8 o'clock when we got to our pitch. This was one of the times that I really wished that Ernie was ready to go and we could literally just park up and get straight into bed. We set the bell tent up in record time and basically just all went to sleep. This is a photo from another camping trip, just so you can see what the tent actually looks like. And this one is probably the closest I got to a picture of our camp, how we'd set it up. I really didn't do very well with the photos. The girls seemed okay and comfortable in the tent, but I was freezing on that first night. I don't think much sleeping went on. In the morning, though, the sun was shining and warming up the tent, and it felt like the fun could really begin. We had breakfast and got the wagon ready, which looks a bit like this, and set off for a wander. We were tempted in by the falafel stand and enjoyed a really tasty lunch. We met a lovely couple while we were eating lunch called Mark and Helen, who actually recognised us from YouTube, which was, well, blew my tiny little brain, basically. Really, really strange. And they told us about their lovely Treka bus, which was really cool. It was really lovely to meet some other Treka converters, as there's not that many of us around. After that really surreal experience, we continued looking around at wood burners, batteries and electrical setups, and some beautiful vans. It was a bit weird for me personally, seeing all these, you know, famous YouTubers and Instagram people just wandering around. I recognised Slowly Wild, Liam the Terrible, and also saw Greg Virgo giving his workshop. Obviously I didn't talk to any of them. I would have needed a lot more gin at that point, I think. But I will link their channels or Instagram things in the description, if that's what you do, you know, if you want to check them out. There's a little woman. I watched the panel talk with Camper Vibe, and she is the Lost Girl as well. Oh yeah, and took a stalkery photo of Russell Brand, obviously. There was a fair bit for the kids to do as well. There was a circus skills area where we had a juggling... There was like a circus skills area where we had a juggling lesson, and there was mini golf. There was like a craft tent where you could make masks and decorations for the... They had a little parade on the Sunday, which was cool for the kids. Ian watched a couple more workshops as well about installing wood burners and solar electrics, but we completely missed any of the evening entertainment because we were back at the tent putting the children to bed. But there were DJ sets, there was a fire show, some live music and dancing and stuff. It looked like a lot of fun from watching other people's videos as well. On the Sunday it wasn't quite so sunny. I was surprised actually at the amount of people that were packing up and leaving. There seemed, I guess, going home for work on Monday, but there was quite a lot of people packing up and heading off on the Sunday. We made a nice camping breakfast and just enjoyed being outside. The kids went off running around in the field and socialising with other children. We also had a visit from our new Treka friend Mark, and we went and had a look at their Treka bus and saw how they were getting on. A little bit ahead of us, but it was just really lovely to meet such friendly people who are happy to, you know, offer advice and answer questions. So thanks a lot to Mark and Helen, our new Treka buddies, Treka buds. We spent a bit of time in the circus area again on the Sunday. The kids just loved just messing around. The 4-year-old got to have a soggy round of mini golf with Daddy, which was fun. And they had gluten-free crepes, which were delicious. But I just want to tell you, we loitered on the edge of some of the workshops, but it was actually quite hard to hear some of them, and the kids were a bit restless, so we just had a wander around again. We got back to Ernie about 4:30, and it was pretty dry, and at that point we were just gonna, you know, make some dinner for the kids and put them to bed. So after a bit of umming and ahhing, we thought, well, we might as well just pack up and go home and have a nice comfy night in our own beds. I think the girls were a little bit disappointed, but the forecast didn't look great for the following morning, so we decided it was just best to pack up while it was relatively dry and head back. We weren't missing out on anything at that point because we were only going to hang around at the tent and put the children to bed, so we figured we might as well pack up. So we said goodbye and thank you very much to Camp Quirky 2022 and headed home. really thought it was about 6:30, so I thought the 4-year-old would definitely sleep all the way home, and she didn't. She slept for about 20 minutes and then was just non-stop chatting for an hour and a half for the rest of the way back. And the journey back was fine, and then by about 10 o'clock we were all snuggled up in our own beds at home, so we were quite grateful at that point that we decided to do that. We could hear the rain outside, and you know, there's nothing like being warm and snuggly in your own bed. But that's part of why we're really looking forward to having Ernie, so that we can do that anywhere. So in summary, it was a really fun weekend. The composting toilets were actually rather pleasant, especially for someone who's grown up going to music festivals like Reading and Download, and yeah, composting toilets, fine. They were getting a bit full by the Sunday though. So the food and drink was good, what we tried of it, and the prices were, I think they were pretty average for festivals, not extortionate, you know. There was a whole wellness area that we didn't really, I mean, we walked around, but we didn't partake in any of the activities. There was like shiatsu, massage, reflexology, Reiki. There was quite a lot of stuff going on actually, and there was also this adult craft area with loads of stuff going on which we totally missed. I was a bit disappointed about missing the evening entertainment as well, because some of it looked and sounded really good, but it just didn't work out from arriving on the Friday and not getting the children to bed, being a bit tired on Saturday, so wanting to get an early night. It just, you know, once you get into that tired cycle, we could have done with an extra day really, just to sort of catch up on sleep and calibrate ourselves back to daytime, evening time, you know. Maybe if we'd have arrived earlier on the Friday and there wasn't the whole, you know, 3 or 4 hour queuing thing, then we would have had a bit more time to get settled, and to be fair, it is only a young festival. There's still quite a lot of kinks to iron out, and I'm sure it's only going to keep growing. So we would definitely 100% recommend it if you're even considering converting a vehicle or just interested in having a nose around people's vans, really. But there was a lot of inspiration and expertise in one place, and I feel like it's really given us a bit of a kick up the bum that we needed to get Ernie done. And yeah, I'm really glad we went. So thank you Camp Quirky.